They're kind of scattered everywhere where there's a little space, storage space, there's an SLG hiding. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is going to be, I'm going to make it as quick as I can. I need to go out soon, so I'm going to film as quickly as I can. And plus, I know I can waffle on. I've got a lot of items to show you though. This, if I haven't forgotten something, this video is my entire SLG collection. This has been requested. I deliberately put it off because they're kind of scattered everywhere where there's a little space, storage space, there's an SLG hiding. So there's a fair few to get through and share across a number of categories. So if you haven't already, if you are into luxury, if you like collection videos, there are some unboxings here too. There's going to be less this year than there have been in the past. I'm trying to be good. But yeah, hit the subscribe button. Come join my little community here. Because it's a good little community actually. I've got a few regular commenters who are all really lovely, and I've seen comments before where people are helping each other out. So yeah, I would love it if you would join that. So I have some categories, different categories of SLGs to show you. A few, I say ground rules, that makes it sound really serious. What I've excluded from here are bag charms and anything like agenda covers. I don't know why, they just didn't seem to fit the category of SLG. Also, not strictly speaking are they all leather. There is some Louis Vuitton canvas in this collection, but I think they count. I'm also excluding anything that is considered a wallet on chain. I put that in bag category. So those are my ground rules. So I'm going to do this not by brand but by category. I'm going to start off first off with key holders. Yes, I say key holders. I have more than one, but I only use one at a time obviously. Well, not anyway. The first key holder that I have is this. So this is my Louis Vuitton key holder, or sometimes called key clay. I've been told off for calling it key clay in the past because apparently clay means key, so I'm calling it key. Need a little name for it. Anyway, I have this very popular piece. I've had this for a number of years. I think I paid about £100 for it. Zip opening, and then inside we have, you can see, we can see the key holder there. We can see this non-Louis Vuitton extra little ring here, which I think I put on so that my car key would also fit on, because it would, I think the hole in my car key was too small to fit on this. I can't remember how this opens. Yes, that's it. So to open it, you pull this section and then lifts. But threading, that you can see this isn't that slim, so not all keys go on, so I have that extra ring to assist with that. I'm just going to keep it there, it's not doing any harm. And then inside it's just this like coated canvas inside in brown, and you can see that mine says Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France. So that's it really, and you can use this in a number of ways. It's a great little piece. You can use, some people use it out with a key on this hanging out and then a load of like credit cards inside. Other people use these as a catch-all for things like hair ties and things like that. I used mine as a key holder when I did, and the reason that I bought this a number of years ago was basically I didn't want the sharpness of my keys to hurt the interior of any of my nice bags, to scratch the leather or anything. So I always use this with all of my keys attached here, it plonked inside and then zipped up. You can see mine looks slightly misshapen from use, and that's basically from fat car key. I stopped using that when I bought this one, which I bought pre-loved. So this is my Hermes Burn key holder. I think it's a four key holder. It's quite a traditional key holder style. Being a burn, it doesn't pop or shut or anything. It just closes using this Rouge-Ash Epsom leather tab here. The rest of it is, I believe, Rouge Cassac Epsom. Like I said, I bought this pre-loved, so that could be wrong. And you open it up and you've got this Rouge Cassac inside. You can see there's areas of wear. And you can see I've got obviously my keys, which again aren't going to scrape anything. My big fat car key. Yes, I drive a Mini. And yeah, there's not a lot else on there. I don't take this out with me all the time. I tend to typically take my keys just when I take the car, to be fair. If I'm popping out without the car, normally my husband's in, so I just don't even take a key. Because this is quite bulky for a handbag. I would say this is slightly less bulky. Obviously it fattens out, and with my big fat car key, anything looks fat, to be fair. I actually found this easier to use because I think having the big fat car key, I just found this was less hassle to close than this one. This one took a bit more, because the key, my key, particular key, was so like round and fat, I had to position it a certain way. So that's my first category. We'll go quicker. The next category I'm going to do is a standalone item. Sunglasses holder. Oh yes, so you know how you buy sunglasses and they normally come with a sunglasses case? Oh, I wasn't satisfied with that. I wanted something slimmer, because some of them are huge, especially my Chanel one. I wanted something slimmer and nice. And basically I fell in love with this collection. I pre-ordered it. So I think this is the Eclipse. So this is this beautiful pastel pink Louis Vuitton woody sunglasses holder. Got some sunglasses here. It's my Bulgari ones that come in the pouch. Normally I just use a pouch if it's in a small bag. So you can see they're fairly decent size, and they just go in like so. So fit in really nicely. That closes, and the case isn't too big and fat. It's, I think, about as slim as you can get while still fitting in a decent sized pair of glasses. To give you the further detail, this was also made in France, as you can see from there. Quite a lot of my Louis Vuitton is made in France, actually, which I quite like, and I'm not really too sure why, but anyway. I've hardly used this, if I'm really honest. I think I've used it 3 times, if that, twice, I don't know. Couple of signs of wear, because you do just chuck it in your bag. But I thought about, oh, should I sell this, because I don't really get my wear out of it. But I'm going to keep it because it's just so pretty. So the next category, and this is, despite selling items from this category, this is probably a category where I still own far too many items. So I'm going to lump these together. This is going to be toiletry cum cosmetic cases and pouches. I'm probably going to do it in size order, starting large. So the first one I've got, I'm trashing the place here, so much stuff. So the first one I'm going to show you is my Louis Vuitton Toiletry 26. See the tab there, and again this was made in France. I used to have this 15 and I sold it, go me, because I didn't really use it. So this basically just unzips, and then you've got a big hole in the middle. Mine is the traditional one, so I haven't got the leather sides or the card slot inside. I'm thinking about potentially getting an insert for this. Not so much to use it as a clutch or anything like that, because to me it just looks like I'm walking around carrying my toiletry bag, but just to offer some extra organisation. I use this as a toiletry bag. I think it's fantastic for travelling. It holds enough and you can get some taller items in, but I think this having this shape really works quite well. And then when it goes in your, when I put it in my suit, if I'm in a suit using a suitcase, it just goes nicely then, and I have this at the edge, if you like, and this going in towards the middle, and it doesn't take up too much room despite being a fairly large case. I absolutely love this piece. I will never sell it. I find it really functional, and I don't use it on a day-to-day basis, but whenever I'm travelling, if I'm trying to travel light, then sometimes I'll use this for all of my toiletries and all of my makeup, including like hair clips and electric toothbrush. It all goes in here, so it's a great piece. If I'm doing a slightly bigger trip, then I might just use that for toiletries, and then for makeup I'll often use this. So this is the Louis Vuitton toiletry case, cosmetic case, and this is the GM size, I believe. It is the bigger one. And now this is harder to fit stuff in, so I'm glad I went for the larger size. It's something to think about, because of this shape, and a bit like an Alma BB, you don't want it to get misshapen by overfilling it, but this holds a fair deal. And what I do like about this is you've got a slip pocket here, and you can see there I've got the branding, Mine was made in France again, and then here you've got another slip pocket and like a lipstick holder pocket there. I may put a lipstick in there, but typically if I'm travelling for a few days, then I'm going to have more than one lipstick. I might put something in there that I want to find easy, like a small pair of tweezers or something. Yes, there's extra space, but it means I can find it easily. I might put in one of the slip pockets something like a compact, and in the other one something like cotton pads, something like that. If I'm travelling really light, if I'm literally away for one night, then I will use this for toiletries and makeup. Again, a great piece. You can see from the aging of the vachette, I mean, yeah, it's been obviously in bathrooms where it's more humid. I've used this a fair deal. There's a tiny bit of wear to the corners because of the shape of this. You can see the corners are particularly susceptible to wear, so you can see there's a tiny bit of rubbing there. It doesn't bother me. This item is to be used. It goes inside a bag. So yeah, I don't, again, this is too big for me to have in a handbag. I don't carry that much with me on a day-to-day basis. So moving on, down a bit more of a size. Moving away from Louis Vuitton for a moment. Don't worry, we'll be going back. I have this, which is my Hermes Bleed, and I think this was called the Mini. Their sizing for these is really quite confusing, so look at the measurements. It wasn't the smallest, it was one size up. The Mini was too mini. It's got this really nice, like, coated interior, and I find this holds less than this one. This is one that I will use in my handbag. Being soft material, it's fully flexible. It doesn't, you know, it goes quite small at the top here, so most of what you're using is this section below where this line is. So if I want to put more than normal in my handbag, say I was going out after work or something and I wanted to completely redo my makeup, then I would use this. So I don't use it all that much, but it is really nice to use it when I do. I have got it a bit mucky, that when you put makeup on, you get makeup hands, then you touch the thing, it happens. But I'm sure it's washable. So that is my next one. Then if we go down another size, I'm going to go to Chanel. So I have this Chanel makeup case. This is another one that I use in my handbag as an alternative to a mini pochette. Keep the stuffing in. I bought this pre-loved. Mine was made in Italy, but it's got the burgundy fully wipeable interior, a little interior pocket there. If I'm using it in my handbag, I might put something like little pads. What are they called? Oh my God, brain fog. Blotting papers. That's it. I might put a little blotting paper set in there if I'm using this in my handbag. But I can put, like I say, a whole sort of day's makeup in here. So that is super handy. It looks really nice, and it's got silver hardware and it's in lambskin, so it matches my Chanel maxi single flap perfectly. And it was around that time that I bought this. I bought both pre-loved around the same time, and like I say, it fits in that bag just lovely. So a really super piece and very usable. Then if we go back to Louis Vuitton, we have this. Now I'm down to one of these now. I sold my other two. I had 3 of these at one point, which was completely excessive because you're only going to use one at once. So typically, this is what I put in my handbag on a daily basis for my little cosmetic touch-ups. Also, I'm often late for work, so I do my makeup on the train on the way in. I've got a few bits and, well, I've got a hairbrush and I've got a few bits and pieces. Like I say, this is in and out of my bag most days. So this is the Louis Vuitton Mini Pochette. And if you look at the sizing between that and the Chanel, oops, Chanel branding's the wrong way. If you look at the sizing between that and the Chanel, they're very, very similar. Very similar. But overall, the Chanel, as you can see, has got that greater depth. It hasn't got this trapeze shape. It's got the same depth from as the top as the bottom. So this does hold more than this one. Not a lot more, just a little bit more. So yeah, I'm glad I've got both, and I do use both. But they are super great. And then, oh dear, we have this one. I wasn't sure what order it was going to be in. So we have this one, which is my Chanel Mini O case. So similar size again to the Mini Pochette, but you can see a lot thinner. So this is literally if I'm just taking a couple of items in, or maybe I've got a separate palette in my bag and I'll just put things like lipstick, lip liner, mascara, eyeshadow and a makeup brush in here. Mine is in this beautiful, I think was it 21k? Rainbow. Absolutely stunning. I bought this pre-loved. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at the iridescent hardware. Absolutely beautiful. So then we have this item here. Different sort of dust bag again. Also bought pre-loved. Bought quite a lot of my SLGs pre-loved, didn't I? And this is caviar with red Mini O case. So I didn't unzip the other one, but they're the same inside. Bit of Chanel branding. Made in Italy, this one. Don't know what I'm telling you where they're made, like it matters. Nice rounded corners. Again, a super nice little catch-all. Absolutely love the detail of the 2cc's there, if you can see. The end of the zip. Hermes often do it with their items as well. I think I absolutely love little touches like that. This is also a super piece. Yes, I think 2 Mini O cases when they're a similar size to a Mini Pochette, which is a similar size to a Chanel cosmetic case, is probably excessive. And I want a Goyard pouch. What's wrong with me? I have downsized my SLG collection a little bit, and I may continue to do so. We'll see. I like SLGs, and these are very different. In my defence, they're very different. One's caviar, one's lamb, one's black, one's rainbow. Yeah. So that's it from the cosmetics case category, you'll be relieved to know. So, standalone, I've got a couple of standalone items here, and then we'll go on to the next one where I've got more items from a category perspective. Trying to tidy a little bit as I go. This is going to be horrific, this mess. So next we have the pointless, absolutely pointless Hermes comb. So we've got this little leather comb holder there in this traditional Hermes house orange suede interior. Really nice if you want to comb in a very small handbag or like a wallet on chain, and yeah, you don't want obviously the comb to scratch into your bag. Lockdown purchase. Next I have an Aspinall of London just a plain travel pass holder, so you've got a clear bit there, and then I put my cards in the back there, so that's super handy. I've used this pretty much every day for going into work. There's a tiniest bit of wear on the corners, but apart from that it looks like new, so really hard wearing. I have one luxury designer phone case which I'm going to be selling. So I have this Mulberry mock croc. It's leather but it's not croc. Mock croc Mulberry pink case. It's got a suede interior. I used it a lot. It's also got quite handy is 2 card slots. I've used it a fair deal, but I've changed for my work phone. I've changed my work phone. This one no longer fits, so I'll be selling that. But it didn't cost me a fortune. Really nice piece, and it's held up really well, actually. There's barely any wear at all on it, so very minor signs of use, which is mainly sort of just a bit of fading or a slight bit of dirt on the inside, but it's great. So it's held up well. Good quality from Mulberry there. And then in terms of change purses, I have my Hermes Bastia coin purse in the colour Rossetti. I really love how this works because I've got a £10 note there and some coins, but if you want to see what money you've got, you can just like tip it and it just goes into this other bit. It's a really simple like envelope design, but really effective as a coin purse. I hardly ever carry cash on me, so I actually really like having a separate coin purse and then using a separate card holder, because it means generally I'm saving on bulk. Yes, you could say 2 items is more than one, but if most of the time you're only taking the one item, then you don't need the other one. Or typically this could sit at the bottom of your bag and then you're just pulling out a smaller item as and when you want the cards. Which even now is increasingly rare because I have an Apple Watch and I tend to just use Apple Pay if I'm just buying bits and pieces as I go. Anyway, the amount of purses I have then, given that I usually just use my watch. We'll get to that in a second. So yeah, that's my coin purse. The only other coin purse I have, which I haven't included because it's part of my bag, is I've got the Louis Vuitton round coin purse, which is part of my multi-pochette accessoire, so I didn't get that out separately. Part of the bag. That's my reason. Then I have, let's see what we've got here. Oh, this one. So in here I have, to match, so I have matchy separates, I have got my Calvi card holder, again in Rossetti, and I really love this because it's just a really simple design. This is in Chev as well, which is one of my favourite leathers. It's a really simple design. Hermes, made in France there. But I find how I tend to use it is I put like maybe like things like store and loyalty cards one side, payment cards the other, and that's enough organisation for me. It's really small and flat like this. As you use it and it puffs out, it will go, and if you put too much in, it will go like this. So it will lose how compact it is. But you know, it's up to you how much you put in. It will hold a lot if you need it to. So that's super handy. So I have that one. And then because obviously having one Calvi card holder isn't enough, I have another one. I have used them a lot though. Both of these I've used an awful lot. So I have this one in Rouge Ash and Cray, I believe. And this was fully customisable. You can see on the inside there, we have the you can see hopefully there the horseshoe, and then we have just initials and the little horsey head there. This is in Epsom leather, so different colours and a different leather to my other one. I'm not sure if that excuses it or not. And you know what? I don't have to excuse it, it's my collection. Then we have, if we're also looking at Hermes, this is my final one, we have this beautiful mini burn wallet, and mine is in chev leather again in rose sakura with the silver hardware, so that is the palladium. Simple unlock, and then we've got section for cards in there. This is actually in use. You can put more things behind, and then we've got this little popper section that you can either put money or more cards in. I need to try and reduce how many cards I have, to be fair. Again, it's super compact. It takes up a lot more room than some of my other cards, so I don't necessarily use this in a mini bag. If I'm using a wallet on chain, I don't tend to use a card holder at all. I will use the slots in the wallet on chain. If I'm going one step bigger, I tend to use a flat card holder, and then this for anything bigger than that. This does look nice and fit lovely in my mini roulis, but then obviously it does limit somewhat some of the other items I can take. So then if we move on to Chanel, well, we have this one, which is my, again, 21k mini card holder that matches my mini O case, because I love a bit of matchy, and this looks super cute. I love the colouring on this one even more than the mini O case. I was only after buying the mini O case, which I was buying pre-loved, and at the same time this was being sold. This was being sold by someone else who I also knew through the Facebook groups, who originally got from the same person that was selling this. And I love a bit of matchy, and I really like the Chanel style flat card holders as well. This is really, it's lambskin, but it's worn quite well, and it's just super flexible. So you've got two slots here, a bit in the middle, and then a slot there. I might put, like, say, travel pass in the front, my ID and my donor card in the middle. I always like to have that on me just in case, and then a couple of payment cards in the back. You can double up on some of these sections if you need to. You could put like a note or something in the middle if you also wanted to. It's made in Italy. So yeah, I love, if I can, I love going really compact and using these two together. So also on the Chanel theme, and this is what really got me into flat card holders, we have this one. I was looking at getting a traditional black caviar one. I'm not now. I've got these two Chanel flat card holders. That's enough. This has got nice red interior. This is like that Gabrielle style, the classic cream and black. I love this. This is in calf. I absolutely love this, and you wouldn't know, but I've used this an awful lot. It does hold a lot as well. And then the final Chanel card holder I bought to match, and just before I got my classic flap Chanel, the one that's there, if you can see it there. So I got it to match that. Zip around purse, 3 sections inside, made in Spain. Super handy. I like this for travel as well, because you can, I like the level of organisation. You can also put cash in here if you want to, because it zips up, it's not going to go missing. So this is actually, you know, a really good travel wallet. You can see it's not going to go too fat. If we compare it to the Hermes Mini Burn, you can see very similar in size, similar amount of space. This is easier to keep compact than this one. This one you could put more in and it would fan out a bit, because this isn't an exact closure. Being a zip around, this feels almost like a tiny bit more compact, but it is actually pretty much the same size. I mean, I've got both. This is black and it has a zip. This is pink and doesn't. That's about as much as I can justify that. Then Louis Vuitton. I have actually sold some purses. So Louis Vuitton, here we have my flat card holder in the monogram, in the reverse monogram there. I bought this to go with my Pochette Matisse, but I also really liked my Chanel card holder and thought it would be nice to have something that's also less delicate because it's not leather. I've used this a lot. This goes great in my Nano Speedy. I mean, I've probably got a couple of small glazing issues on it, but not enough to bother me. And I don't worry about this one too much. I think it was £145, something like that. I don't know what the price is now, probably a lot more. But yeah, it's a good, I find it a good piece. I know Amelia just realised that she doesn't use hers whatsoever and was selling it. In contrast to her, because we are all different, I've used this a lot because I do really like this flat card holder style when I'm travelling light. Like I say, with Apple Watch and everything, with the app Stocard, which has saved me a lot, where you can put, like, you know, you have so many store cards. If you buy it, download an app, it's all free. I'm not sponsored whatsoever, I'm just sharing. I think it was Mel in Melbourne that put me onto it. But if you download the app Stocard, then you can upload all of your store cards onto your phone. That's going to save you so much purse or wallet space. It really is. I love that app. I've got this, oops, sorry. Mini-O case was on the run. This pile is disgusting. Two items to go. Thank God I wasn't including bag charms. So my final one is this, which is actually one of the first purses I bought. I have a large purse. This is the only large purse in my collection. I say large, it's quite slim. So this is the Louis Vuitton Clemence purse. It's a traditional long purse. Oh, it's beautiful. I bought this to go with my Neverfull, which I've got in the monogram with the Pivoine lining. You can see this lovely leather tab here. This is a beautiful purse. I've kept this because, again, if I am travelling and I've got loads of cash with me, this is a super purse to have. I don't know, I'm just thinking, would it fit my phone in if I wanted to pop out for dinner? Yes, okay, so I've got the Apple iPhone 13 Pro in the Apple case, which does add some bulk, but you can put it in there. So I'm just thinking, if you're going out for dinner and say you just wanted to use this as a clutch, you're not going away, you literally just want a bit of cash and a phone, nothing else, you're not going to get lipstick or anything else, then look, that does go in. Tiny bit bulky, but it does go in and you can close it. You could take the phone out of the case if you wanted to. I didn't buy it for that, I bought it as a purse. I did use it a fair deal. Okay, I lied, I have two more items after this. I was nearly sat on one that I didn't see. So yeah, a great purse. I think especially since in the UK our notes are now smaller, they fit in a lot better. The old £20 notes used to get stuck in the zip. You had to sort of be quite careful. I kept this, like I said, because I wanted to have one last, you know, traditional long or continental purse, and this is beautiful, and this was my favourite out of the ones I had because yes, it was a larger purse, but it's still really nice and compact. I looked at the Louis Vuitton Zippy at the time I bought this, and that was just what the price at the time was like. I was like, I'm not spending that on a purse, but also it was just too big. And now that our notes are smaller, I'm feeling even more pleased with that decision. Dior. So I have, sorry, it's packaging. I do keep my items stored very well actually. So here we have this little blush Canage ultra matte purse to match the ultra matte medium lady jewel that I don't use. Got all the cards in there originally. I have used this because I did, like I said, I love a matchy, so I bought this to match the bag and actually found I used this more than the bag. I got mine without the purse bit because I just realised I hardly have cash on me. So a few card slots, some loose bits for cards there. So again, I put things like payment cards there, most used payment card there, and then a whole load of store cards and crap behind that bit, and then like my ID in that bit. So it's all very well organised. If you wanted to take the charms, see these are charms here, if you can see there's a little clip there, so you can just unclip these if you didn't want to have the charms on them. I think they're quite cute, so I kept them on there. So that is that one. I may sell this because I may sell the bag, and there's no, I'm not short of purses, so I don't need to keep one that doesn't match, but I've got other purses that I can use. And the final one I have, sorry, get it out, is this. Now this was a gift from Bestie Lorna over at Lorna's Style. So this was a gift for being her witness at her wedding. So this is Mulberry, like metallic, shiny, I suppose you call it, I don't know if you call it a purse or card holder, but it's got space for one card on the back, and then obviously inside you can put whatever you want to. You know, you could put cards, you could put cash. It's fairly generous. You could probably even fit a key in there if you wanted to, or a lipstick. You know, you could probably put a lipstick and some cash. So really, really cute. Obviously massive sentimental value to me, and really quite beautiful and a nice neutral as well. That's my SLG collection. Some I use more than others. I have a disgusting pile of designer stuff behind me. I'm going to try and consolidate it a little bit, but to be honest, not much, because I like them, and the majority I use, and even if I don't use them all the time, as long as they still get their turn, then they can stay in my collection. Let me know your thoughts, let me know what you think. Is this an obscene amount? I'm sure there's worse out there. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what your favourite piece is. I'd love to hear. And, you know, how do you get on with your SLGs? I would love to hear from you and see what you think. Do take care, everybody, and have a great day, evening, weekend, whatever you're doing. Bye-bye.